God damn, I look handsome. Sorry, I've just caught myself in the camera. Welcome to chapter 103 of Memoirs of a White Guy with an Osher Cut. Put your hands up if you have an Osher Gunsberg haircut. For those listening, my hand is up, fully raised, extended into the air proudly as it sits just above the best haircut of all time. What a treat if you're watching on YouTube this week. For those listening, just imagine perfection. For those watching, you're seeing it and you're welcome. It's been a big day, and the podcast was supposed to be out yesterday. Oh, don't. I can see Lewis. The problem is, Lewis is trying to... Oh, you're not even in the background, dude. That's so embarrassing. So I usually ruin Lewis's podcast with... So Lewis is here. That's why I stopped. I used to ruin Lewis's podcast if he did it at the radio station by, like, dancing in the background. The problem is, I'm not foolish enough to leave a window in the background of my podcast. You gonna speak?
I've ruined it by making people think for a minute that maybe I'm not actually here, and you were talking to no one.
I probably wouldn't make that up. It's not a very funny thing to make up.
Guys, I'm just not in the mood to be funny.
Yeah, Lewis is about to leave. He's just really tanked that one.
Our show tonight's going to suck.
I know.
You better pull your weight, man. I fucked this.
Yeah, Lewis, this is really bad content. And I've just started as well, so...
Sorry, everyone listening. I ruined Luke's podcast.
That's right.
Hey, it wasn't...
Hey, man, they probably can't hear you.
My name's Jeff!
Alright, now it's ruined. Alright, Lewis is gone. And what was I talking about? Oh yeah, my perfect haircut. Been a big day today. Was that what I was talking about? Who cares? That's what I want to talk about now. It's been a big day, right? Woke up this morning, had a regular Luke cut. Actually, I had quite a shabby Luke cut. I look like the guy from Thirsty Merc, if everyone knows that band. No, I looked like maybe like a clean cut Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, who evidently also looks like the guy from Thirsty Merc. So yeah, I looked a lot like the guy from Thirsty Merc. Because I've been growing it out. For backstory, obviously, Osher Gunsberg needs no introduction on this podcast. That's ridiculous. What may need an introduction is the reason why I wanted an Osher Cut. Well, not really. Everyone wants an Osher Cut, but on the radio show, Lewis made me a promise to get me one Osher Cut and the Men's Health magazine, and of course that Osher was featured on, and boom, he got me the Men's Health magazine. 3 weeks later, I'm growing out my hair, right? Because you gotta have a hair if you want to sculpt. You know what I think? You can't sculpt something out of nothing, right? So I've been growing a nice canvas, right, for someone to work art with, and we've been trying to find the right person, because everyone knows that you need the right level of confidence to do an Osher Cut. You know what I mean? Not everyone can pull off an Osher Cut, which is why we went down to our Paragon Studios today in Melbourne, and boy oh boy, Tim the barber there, runs the barber shop, was the right man for the job. I mean, people might be looking at it now, it's been 3 hours, some of the wax is worn out, people looking at it might be like, oh Luke, it looks a bit like Osh. Check this from the side, it's all about the fade, man. Everyone would be familiar with Osh's fade. It's crisp at the side. You know when you feel someone's hair if they've just shaved it at the back and you're like, ooh, and you get them tingles? My neck, oh man. If it was a Christmas carol, it'd be Tingle Bells, because that is how tingly the neck is. It's one of the worst jokes I've ever made on the podcast. To even call it a joke is, sorry, I just can't concentrate. You know why? Because I keep catching myself in reflections. And I've like been walking, and people must think I'm so vain. I've been walking down the street I've only had the cut for maybe 3 hours now, and it's already got to my head. And I'm starting to think, is this how Osher feels every day, walking around with this haircut? Does he just catch himself in a reflection and go, is that Osher? It is. Oh, that's me. It's on my birth certificate. But I keep going, is that Osher Gunsberg? And then getting very shocked and going, oh, it's me. And then I go, no, and I turn around behind me to see maybe Osher's standing behind me and also wearing the same clothes as me. I'm like, nah, there's no Osher behind me. It must be me. And then people walking past me like, why is this guy speaking to himself? It looks amazing. I'll be honest. Like, I'm so happy with it. I'm getting kind of close to the camera here now for you guys to kind of check. I'll give you a 360 spin now for those watching. I'll do it slowly just so you can appreciate the cut. I'll be obviously posting pics and stuff on Instagram and all that. So definitely get on it because it's one of the greatest moments of my life. And all I've got to say is, if you're not rocking an Osher cut right now, don't be ashamed because that was me for 22 years of my life. But maybe like, I don't know, maybe just do it. You know what I mean? Nike it. Just do it. Get down to your local barber, print out one A4 picture of a 2018 Osh, and that's key because the barber was like, obviously an Osher fan who isn't. He goes, what era of Osh do you want? He goes, we can do an Andrew G from Australian Idol, get some tips in ya. I went, hey, speak to me in 2003. Boom. I would have been a tipped boy right now. It's 2018, man. Catch up with the times. I Google 2018 Osher. What comes up? 8 glorious selections of haircut. We have one from his Instagram, a casual Osh. One from The Bachelor, formal Osh. One from like his book cover. His book cover was on there. I was like, ooh, stern Osh, serious Osh, sell Osh. You know what I mean? Like, that's the Osh cut that sells. If you want to make some cash, that's the haircut you go with. And then I'll look it up now. I'll describe the types of Oshers that I had to pick from, and then I'll also tell you which Osh I went with. Because we all know there's about 5 to 7 types of Osh. I'll go Osher Gunsberg 2018, Google images, and which is, by the way, one of my favourite things to Google. So the first pick, we have a pick of Osh in a Hawaiian suit from Bachelor in Paradise. So that's Paradise Osh. Spoiler alert, if you're looking at my hair now, it kind of gives it away. But we'll keep going. There is Podcast Osh, him and his podcast with the glasses. I would say that's a smart casual Osh, and I was originally going to go with that, but didn't. So rule that one out. Then we've got a really old pic of Osh with long hair. Didn't go with that one. That's when he looked more like Jared Leto from 30 Seconds to Mars. And actually, come to think of it, Jared Leto stole Osher's haircut. And even more so, Osher is a front runner of hairstyles. He was rocking that kind of long, blondish, like brownie blonde tipped hair before it was cool. And then everyone's doing it now. Bloody Nickelback frontman Chad Kroger stole Osher's look. Literally everyone stole Osher's look, dude. Then we've got just a casual Insta Osh, as I was talking about. We've got Men's Health Osh. Now, this was a strong contender. And in the end, I think I went... I'll reveal it now. I've gone half between Bachelor in Paradise Osh and Men's Health cover Osh hair. And I'll tell you why. I like the sternness and the strength that the kind of the fade up the side shows in the Men's Health. But I also like the relaxed nature of the fringe in Paradise Osh. So, a few people I knew would be asking me the ins and out of the haircut. There they are. I hope you guys love it. If you're disappointed that I didn't go with a current Bachelor Osh, it's nothing against his haircut now. It was out of respect for him and the cut. I really don't think I can pull that one off. That one's just a little bit out of my league, if that makes sense. And we all understand that. And I really want to thank, once again, Tim from Paragon Studios, because not everyone can pull off that kind of a cut. It's something... honestly, like, for real, it was the first time I've ever been to a proper barber. So it was by far the best haircut experience I've ever had. Not just because I was getting an Osh cut. It started off with my hair being like washed out in a sink. I put my head back in a basin, right? And he's massaging my head. And I was like, oh, this is what it feels like to be Osh. Look at that. Would you look at that? And then, sorry, I've just literally got lost in the moment again I've forgotten where I am. I'm doing a podcast. Anyway, that was how it went down. He chucked some warm water through there, then boom, we walked over to the barber chair, and that's when the business started getting done. And it's much to Tim's credit, he goes, give me another look at the picture, and then literally held it in front of him for maybe 1.5 seconds, and he goes, bang. and just gets straight to it. No questions asked. Has the photo locked and loaded in his memory, and I went, oh boy, this is not his first Osh cut. It's his first requested Osh cut, of course, but he's done stuff of similar styles, you know? He's done stuff of similar perfection. He's a very good barber. And he just starts cutting away, and his trim technique was on point. At first, he made me look like Alfalfa from the movie Little Rascals, because there was a little bit of hair sticking up at the back. I had a bit of a comb out going, and I went, oh no, have we not got the right man for the job? And how silly was I? How silly was I to disrespect the man like that, to even have that thought for a second. 40 minutes later, no joke, 40 minutes later, which is T-minus, that's still 1 hour and 20 minutes quicker than it takes Osh to get his haircut done. Which is great for me, but it also means I probably didn't get similar results. So I think I actually have, what's the percentage of that? That's almost half, 40%. Oh, I'm not good, man. Someone's going to laugh at me here. I can't work out what 40 minutes, 60, 2/3. Is it 40%? I have 40% of an Osh cut right now, which is great. So, anyway, guys, that's my Osh cut. Breathe it in, drink it in a little bit more, because it's never going to get better than this. I'll be honest. As far as appearance-wise goes for me, drink it in. It's absolutely phenomenal, and I'm going to become the most vain person over the next 24 to 48 hours before it kind of grows out a bit. And I can't wait. So I'm at the radio station today doing the podcast. We're doing a week on Fox this week. We're filling in again for the school holidays, and it's been great, which means I have this little button thing with me that...
G'day, mate.
Yep, it's back. I don't know why this is still kicking around the studios. It just gets left here. For those who are new to the podcast, it's a little button that says...
Cheers, mate.
A variation of Australian sayings.
Crikey.
Why it's in the office?
No worries.
Don't know. The best one is cooey.
Fair dinkum.
Hang on, might be next. I think it's next.
Struth.
No, next after this.
Coo.
Wee. Boom. Actually, mine was better. So yeah, that's been pretty fun this week. I got back from Thailand, and I legitimately have been as sick as a dog. I feel like death, which is why... the reason why I was going to do the podcast yesterday, and then just before I was about to record it here, I was informed that the Osh cut will be happening tomorrow, and I went, it needs to wait, because I didn't want to speak to you guys 6 days after an Osh cut. I wanted to get you, I wanted to come straight from the barber, straight into the podcast and go, guys... Look at that. And if this doesn't get Osher's attention, I don't know what will. He's already replied to one of the Instagram stories on Lewis's. I forget what he said. We've been tagging him in all the stories as the haircut was getting done at the barbers. And Osh replied with, it was positive. I think he was like, coming along nicely, fellas, something like that. So Osh is aware of my Osh cut, which is absolutely phenomenal news. And he's also, he's seen mine on Instagram, which was pretty rough. Because he'd already replied to Lewis's. I didn't think he wanted to give it... I'll just check now. Still left on scene. So, very disappointing. But, hey, Osh, I get it. He's a busy guy. He's you know what I mean? If I spent 2 hours on my hair, then I probably wouldn't be able to reply either. But I only spent 40 minutes on my Osh cut. God, it looks good. Anyway, because we've been doing radio this week... it's one of those weeks where I have to be over all the news, and I hate being across the news. I don't know why, I can't deal. You know why? Because you guys know me, and it's not news. I love being across the news, but I don't like being across the news. Because the news, I'm just going down news.com right now, Americans just want to, what was that? Sorry, it's gone. Suburb wants license to kill magpie. Actually, that is news. That sounds horrible. Americans just ruined potato cakes, and I'm sure they didn't. I'm sure as a country, they literally didn't do a vote. You know what I mean? Nothing gets done there. So how the fuck could they all collectively ruin a potato cake? They can't even ban guns, alright? It goes like banning guns, #1 priority, and then getting Trump out, and then boom, banning potato cakes. No, actually, no, don't ban potato cakes. Fuck you. That's the problem with America. They're ruining potato. Anyway, they got their priorities out of whack. The point is, news.com, not news. But what I've noticed from when and you guys will be aware, news.com cop a beating on this podcast. They get victimized because, as they should, it's terrible. To even call it journalism, I was about to say it's terrible journalism. It's attempted journalism, and it doesn't fly in my books. What they've started doing more recently, however, is sexualizing every story more than usual. Like, they used to clickbait, you get a bit of a titty in there sometimes, but I'll go through some headlines that I read literally yesterday. So this is in one day. This isn't me accumulating these throughout the day. This is just ones that I got from yesterday. You ready? News.com gone sexual. Bella flaunts underboob in revealing top. And the thumbnail, I'm clicking on the article now. Hang on, I don't think I've actually clicked the article. The thumbnail is the supermodel Bella Hadid flaunts underboob. And actually, you know what? That is newsworthy underboob. That is, boy oh boy, that's almost whole boob. What she's wearing is not a top. It's half a top, and it's the wrong half, if that makes sense. Like, it's all covering up to her neck, but it ends just under the nip. So, which you could also see very clearly through the... So actually, you know what? That is a newsworthy... I thought I was being clickbaited there, but no, that is that's quite flaunting underboob. Anyway, the next one, my boob job almost killed me. Did it? Or did you have a bit of a health scare and a journalist at news.com went, oh, it's a good headline, my boob job almost killed me. And the sad part is, guys will be like, I wonder if her titties are in it. Cool, man. Open up incognito window and just Google titties. You fucking weirdo. Actually, you're a weirdo if you do both. Probably weirder, actually, if you do the latter. But yeah, you're right. If you want to see titties, just go on news.com. Here's another one. Kyle Sandilands' girlfriend in nude shoot. So, the popular radio presenter Kyle, as our girlfriend has done a voluntary nude shoot. Now, obviously, she put up on her Instagram, therefore, not nude. Like, you know what I mean? It's not... So, to even call it that is... I would say she's done a risque shoot, and the article is just pictures of them on red carpets. That's another thing that gets me. They all are about 90% pictures, and there's about 3 words in the article that were like, a Kyle Sandilands GF nude, goodbye. And then their editor's like, great, chuck that up now. Why are they over-sexualizing? There's more, okay? I clean naked and make $100,000 in quotation marks. Really? Because I clean naked every fucking day. What's your secret? Actually, I want to read this article. Who doesn't clean naked, by the way? That ain't clickbait. I clean naked. It's like they expected me to be like, oh, they did not. If you clean clothed, you're not clean. Take your pants off and give it a scrub. Whatever you got down there, give it a tub. Give it a rub dub, tub it up, tub. Because that ain't weird. That's cleaning. Alright? Woman earns $104,000 a year working just 16 hours each week. Her cleaning job... Right, so she goes around to people's houses and cleans... pretty much nude, and they've blurred out her face. She's in... Yeah, right, so that's what she does. So, they've called her a cleaner in the article. That's not a cleaner, that's a stripper. Which is a fine profession, but don't call yourself a cleaner. If you're, I guess you are cleaning. Actually, you're right, she is cleaning. She goes around with, Ajax spray and wipe, and just... cleans perverts' houses naked. 95, they get $90 an hour for lingerie, $140 for topless, $169 for fully nude. You know they did that price for a lol. Clients book through a website, $160. Why would you want... Man, This is insane, alright? But you know what? Actually, not clickbait. But it's just, this isn't news. Do you remember, like, you know what? No news website starts out like that. You know what I mean? You know the guy who made news.com, the founder, just in his bedroom one night was like, I want to change the world. I want to report news when it's breaking around the world, when something big happens in the States, when something big happens in the Middle East, when something big happens in Europe. I want to be the first on it, and I want to, you know what I mean? Like, that dude wanted legitimate journalism. He would have hired his mate who was, like, writing topical pieces, and then, like, for the first month, they would have been like, why is no one reading our news? Oh, because it's about the crisis in the Middle East, man, and white people don't give a fuck, because we've got enough oil here, supposedly to last a fucking lifetime, so it's our future kids' problem. Instead, we're over on other sites reading about naked women that clean people's houses. And they went, well, maybe we could make that as news. And the first guy would have been like, but that isn't news. And the second guy would have been like, what about if we just write it like it's a headline and we just blur the chick's face? What? And advertisers will still pay to be on our website? Yeah, mate, double. Fuck yeah, let's do it. And thus, the news.com we know today was born. No website. Pedestrian probably started out going like, we are going to be the most credible news source. Like, you know, they all started out like that. Except for Mamma Mia. They went, let's be like Barbie, but in a magazine. Let's be like Women's Day, but online. You just know that news.com, they have the best URL, which is why it's a popular website. It's news.com. They would have to get in there so early. For years, it would have been hard-hitting shit about stuff you needed to know. And then it's just become a fucking disaster. And this is the most sexual one I've read of all time. Pizza Hut to give away free pizzas. I almost came when I read that. I went, Jesus Christ. Where's my pizza? And then, nut of the year. 18,000... Actually, I don't really like Pizza Hut. Can we all agree that chain pizzas just aren't up to scratch anymore? There was a time and a place and an era there where Domino's and, like, Pizza Hut were honestly like a pizza that you could consume and not shit yourself afterwards. But these days, I don't know what's happened, man. You got to go to somewhere like independent. You need to go somewhere just like there's a great one in Phillip Island called like Big John's Pizza, and it's just like this fucking big bloke called John who bloody loves to cook pizza. You're like, great, awesome. You know what I mean? You need to go to an independent guy who's like, I love two things. I love saving you money and cooking pizza. And you're like, great, Big John. 2 large Aussies. Oh, you sure you don't want something a bit more complex, mate? And I point to my haircut and he goes, oh, no worries, Osher. On the house. I wonder if I'm going to be able to get free shit now with my Osher cut. Do you reckon I could honestly take a picture of my forehead above and go and like message someone and be like, hey, sorry, I'm Osher Gunsberg. I feel self-conscious about my face right now. They'd be like, oh, of course, because your hair. Believed. I've been trying something new this week, guys. This is the last thing I want to talk about. I'll just do a shorter podcast today because, you know, like we've done a podcast on Saturday. I don't want to, and I've been literally sick in bed all week, hence me coughing and drinking a lot during this podcast. I've been dead. I came back from Thailand, and I think this is what I was talking about before. I came back from Thailand, and I don't know. Maybe like a week's worth of free food and alcohol supposedly isn't good for you. It's not like I made it like I was like full binging myself. I wasn't. I was eating like fruit for breakfast still with a lot of bacon and pancakes, but was trying to counter it with like one piece of watermelon a morning. I was like, yeah, if I have 6 pancakes and a plate full of bacon and then just eat this like one bit of mandarin, that's fine, yeah? And then I was like, yeah. Because I'm my own nutritionist. And I get sick. And then when I get sick, and I go, who the fuck did I get sick? I don't know, man. Maybe because on Saturday when Melbourne lost, you were at a pub in a t-shirt, not in 30-degree like, that's the thing, I was so used to wearing t-shirts all day that I went out on Saturday and I just wore a t-shirt and I was like, oh, I forgot that I was in Melbourne and it's freezing. And then the next day I'm like, why am I sick, man? This sucks. Oh, maybe because it was 12 degrees all night and you were wearing a t-shirt, you dickhead. I'm still like the guy who, like, if I'll be walking out in a t-shirt and my mum will be like, do you need to put on a jumper? And every other girl will be like, oh, I'm an adult, mum. And I'll be like, oh, yeah, I do. Thanks for that. Yeah, good call. I would have made myself sick. But where was mum? All right, where was she that day? Because I got sick and I've had a sore throat all week and I feel like death. But now I've got an Osher cut. I'm feeling alive again. Yeah, I've been trying something new this week, guys. Because you got it. As like a performer and as like an entertainer, a comedian, a creator, you need to dabble in new areas of comedy, right? I always try to. And this week I've been dabbling in Monsters, Inc. humor. Now, it's a niche market, purely for Pixar fans, which is a lot of people. It's not too niche. But it started when we were planning the radio show. There's a big team. We've got like producers from some of the biggest radio stage like shows in the country. We've got some of Hughes and Kate's producers, Carrie and Tommy's producers. Everyone's in this room and we're all working out what we're going to talk about on the show. And we're going through some news articles, and one of them was from news.com. I missed this one. It was about a woman who had 3 tits. Because what's more clickbait than 2 tits? 3. Add in a 3rd tit. That'll do it. That'll get some clicks. Oi, boss, I uploaded one with 2 tits yesterday. Only got 100 clicks. What did I do? Chuck in another tit. Great. Just Google's like, it probably wasn't even a news story. I bet you just found someone in the world who has like 3 tits and then was like, this is a thing now. And I was like, yeah, she probably had that. I mean, I don't think the 3rd tit grew overnight. You know what I mean? That she's had that 3rd tit for a while now. She probably had 3 nipples her whole life, so... But yeah, I don't know how... I didn't read the article. But anyway, so like this is how the Monsters, Inc. joke started. So someone's like, oh yeah, we could talk about this girl with 3 tits. And then someone else went, oh, I wonder if... Because again, commercial radio, right? Lots of ideas get thrown out. Not all of them are great, but that's why they stay in the planning room. But if you heard our radio show, lots of them also get on air. Actually, you know what? We choose to leave some of the good ones in the planning room and then just throw out the 3 tits on air. And we didn't talk about 3 tits in the end, but someone was like, oh, do you reckon there's someone with 1 tit and they could share tits? And then I was like, and someone was like, what, 1 tit? Would it just be in the middle? And I was like, yeah, it'd be like a Mike Wazowski tit. Now, for any Monsters, Inc. fans, that is a ripping off the cuff gag. I think we can all agree. Got nothing. It made the room go silent, and I went, oh no, have I said something? Did I just make it was like I just made a Holocaust joke, and everyone went, did you just make a Monsters, Inc. joke? And I went, yeah. And everyone went, and Mike was like, it was alright. Lewis went, yeah. Dude, am I in the wrong here? Is Mike Wazowski tit not a good joke? Because have you seen Mike, like, he's got 1 eye and they'd be like the nipple and it's just one and that's, oh, fucking hell. It's like, you can't please the internet anymore. Like, it's 2018 and, oh, can't say Mike Wazowski tit. Because then small green aliens might be offended and also women with 1 tit. And so then I was like, fuck it, I'm not stopping there. That's the thing. Most performers would have been like, maybe this isn't for me. Not me. I'm like Sully, man. I keep going, alright? I never give up. He gets in there, opens doors. By the end of the week, I've just been doing Monsters, Inc. comedy all week. Been kicking down doors and going, rah! And then been like, oh, what are my scare points? Like, you know, like there was one thing where I threw a sock on Lewis and I was like, we got a 23-19, we got a 23-19. People aren't getting around it, guys, and I think it's gone really underappreciated, which is why I'm bringing it up on the podcast, hoping to get some credit, alright? If you guys want to send your feedback on these jokes, some other I would say the 23-19 one's probably my strongest gag. I've been doing that a lot. And also, that one gets funnier with repetition. So try it on your mates. Chuck a sock on them. The 2 sock gags you can do with your friends is throw a sock at them, and they go, oh, now you're a free elf, because, like, they're Dobby, and implies that they're a house elf, a slave, and that's insulting to them, so that's a good joke. But the funniest one is, CSI swatting into the room and pretending that, they've got a sock on them, and what happens in the film. And yeah, I've been sneaking around doing these Monsters Inc. jokes. I feel like Randall, just bloody sliming in there with all my jokes. And one of my favourite ones has been someone honestly didn't hand in their paperwork at work the other day. Like, someone had to hand in this thing, and someone's like, oh, do you have that paperwork? And boom, it was like hook, line, and sinker. I had my reading glasses on at the time because we were playing this show. I pulled them down into my nose and I went, always watching. You didn't bring your pal, whatever the quote is. I think I did it better at the time. But guys, have you ever been completely lined up? Someone's just given you the perfect pitch for a Monsters Inc. gag and you just go and knock it straight out of the park. That is what I did with that Roz reference. So yeah, that's what I've been doing this week. A lot of Monsters Inc. comedy. Has it been a big week for me? Of course. In between that, I've done a lot of radio. To be honest, we've just done a lot of radio. We had it's been nuts. But anyway, I feel like I've been living here, and that's good.
Mate.
Yeah, that's what I felt like all week. I've just been like, mate, too much Triple M. Guys, I'll leave the podcast there. Oh no, sorry. I'll answer a question. I'll answer some questions while we're doing a shorty. Someone said, alright, let's just pick a random one. Hi, Luke. That's my name. Sorry, I'm not answering to Luke today. I'll change it. Hi, Osher. How are you going? You have hinted that you were a gamer when you were younger. Really? In some previous episodes, and then in brackets, like Pokemon Go and Tony Hawk. I was wondering what games you play nowadays. Hey man, if you're a gamer, you don't play Pokemon Go and Tony Hawk. That's what people who are actively not into video games play. You play the most popular app in the world for the 3 months where it is the most popular app in the world, and then you throw it to the curb and look at your gameplay time and realize you've spent over 260 hours on playing on the app. And then I think it was more actually. I'm not proud of it, but anyway. And then it was a dark year, 2016. 2016 August, dark time of my life, but got a viral vid out of it. So who's laughing now? Still them. And Tony Hawk is like the most basic game on planet Earth. Like, you don't even have to be good at video games to be good at that. You press like one button and it's like grinds for like an hour. Like, there's no skill to be like, oh, it's skateboarding, but on the screen. Dude, if you can actually skateboard, like, there's probably more gamers that, nah, there's not. I was about to say there's probably more gamers that can actually skateboard. Absolutely not. You have to leave the house to skateboard. But, no, man, I wouldn't say I'm a gamer. I personally don't even own a console. My brother has a PS4, which I don't really use. I used to play Star Wars Battlefront occasionally, because I like Star Wars and I'm a dork. But yeah, I don't give a shit about that stuff. I don't know why. Like, I've never played Fortnite, and I bet you some people are like, fuck it, I'm turning off. Dude, who gives a shit? It's a video game. Go out in the real world, man, and get an Osher cut. Because that's what I'm doing, and that's fucking living. Alright? I feel alive. Oh, but I won Battle Royale, or whatever it's called. Cool. What are your fades like? Because they look like shit. I can't even see them, man. If it's anything like your bitch boy attitude on the headset, your fades ain't shit, boy. Alright? Man, I look good. Fortnite. I don't get the whole thing, man. You know what's my favourite part about Fortnite and all these like games that go big? And I don't understand it. I don't try and understand it, right? But my favourite part is now it's gotten so big that I saw Jimmy Fallon was like doing this Fortnite thing. He was like, oh, we're doing a Fortnite dance battle. And I was like, oh, Fortnite's not cool anymore. As soon as, like, free-to-air TV, like, as soon as, like, The Project has a segment that's like, oh, today we're on the street now, we're talking to Darren, he's playing Fortnite for charity. As soon as, like, that happens, it's over, man. Like, if Jimmy Fallon's doing it on the show, that dude's like 45. I like him. He's funny, right? He laughs too much, probably. Oh my God, you're the funniest guest, right? But I think he's a great host of the show. But man, if he's doing Fortnite shit, it's done, all right? Pack your bags, because now there's other 45-year-olds trying to play Fortnite. And I don't understand the hype. I'm sure it's fun. It looks a lot of fun, and I don't knock anyone who plays it. It's just not for me, man. And I'm, you know what I mean? I'm like Jimmy Fallon, except I don't pretend to care. I'm too old for that shit. I'm not though. A lot of people my age play it. But yeah, I would say the games I play nowadays is Fat Zero, dude. The games I have played in the past though is like just Pokemon. I don't know, like Need for Speed Most Wanted. I swear I've done this before on the podcast, but yeah, just like basic shit. Like think of like the most basic, like Call of Duty, like shit that just like mindless entertainment is my kind of thing. You know what's like underrated? Age of Empires. I love shit like that, like Sim City. But Age of Empires is king, man. Big Daddy, get the cheats in. Fuck yeah. Anyway, that's one question. I'll do one more, and then we'll bloody wrap this one up, guys, because I've got to go plan another radio show. I've got to go talk about news.com titties for an hour, which is essentially the planning. Because that's the thing. They go, oh, let's just talk about something topical. And I'm like, great, good idea. Then you go online to find something topical, and you're like, should we talk about tits again? Because that's all that's on here. Anonymous. All right. Anonymous. This is... I've already answered this question? I don't think I have. I don't know. Anyway. No, I'll do another one. I don't know. I can't find another one. I think I deleted some. If you guys have any more questions, like life advice, whatever, send them in. Guys, I think that's the end. I think I've already done that question before, so I'm not going to do it. And repeat it again. Because I have no idea if I've done it. I bet you I haven't done it. But you know what? It's not worth it. Anyway, guys, that is the end of the podcast. A shorter ep today. Thank you very much for listening. And make sure you leave a rating. That's what I was about to say. Rating on iTunes. That'd be mad. And tell a friend. I really want to start building this podcast back up. Oh, I haven't really talked about the hunt for Osh. So the hunt for Osh is going well. I mean, he's fully aware of my cut now. That's a huge plus. You guys have been very polite. There's a few people who haven't been as polite. And I'm like, guys, is that really the politest you can be? You know, there's no greetings. There's no, oh, greetings, my holy one. You know what I mean? Have a little more respect for the man, please. If you're going to contact him about the show, great. I'd appreciate it if you did. But have the utmost respect for the man. And yeah, I guess the hunt for Osh continues. I've just, since Thailand and stuff, I wanted to give it a break. I also wanted to wait till he was finished his book tour, because then he won't cancel on me again. So I've been waiting for that. And, hey, maybe... Look, I'll be honest. I'm surprised he hasn't blocked me on Instagram yet. So that's a win. Because I tag him in a lot of shit. He definitely is fully aware of the podcast now. Have we gone too hard? Maybe. Have we not gone hard enough? Perhaps that too. It remains to be seen. Next week I will have, hopefully more. I will contact the management again this week. I'll let you guys know. And yeah, the hunt for Osh continues. I now have an Osh cut, so I'll be tagging him in this. Hopefully we get a comment on that. And yeah, I'll keep you guys updated. I'm looking fresh. None of you guys are, but unless you got an Osh cut, of course, or unless Osh is listening to this. In that case, boy oh boy, I feel like shit. Alright, goodbye. Oh, wait, another thing. Make sure you go see Lewis Spears on tour. I forgot to say, Lewis is touring at the moment. He's already done like 3 shows. So if you're in Geelong, Bendigo and Hobart, you already missed out. Because his shit's selling out anyway. But he still has to go everywhere else. So listeners, go see Lewis on tour. I've seen it. I haven't seen the full show yet. I've seen I know all the jokes. But anyway, it's amazing, right? It's really good. Go see it. Check that shit out. And yeah, go support him. That's the end. Goodbye.